Okay, so and now I have a little story to tell you about another sponsor. So funny. Actually, not really funny. It's a bit embarrassing for me, but anyway, I'll share anyway. Our lovely sponsor, Lloyd Priddle from Perth Sutherland, last month, he just surprisingly gave me a whole bunch of these little things. And I thought they were business cards. I didn't look appropriately. I never look really closely at things. I just, wash over everything. Oh, yeah. Anyway, so I thought they were business cards. Put them in my bag. Came home and went, oh, what is this? Anyway, no, I'm trying to open it, and I had to email Lloyd and say, Lloyd, what is it? Seriously, I can't get up there and say, here you are. Anyway, so what it is, bookkeepers will love it, it's a USB. Look at this. How fantastic is that? I love it. And so I asked Lloyd, I said, Lloyd, you gave me 15. So as I actually give this gift out to you guys, I'd like Lloyd to come up because I'm going to ask him to refresh our memories about the legal changes affecting business and professional advisors about the Personal Property Securities Act, which I think, thank you, Glenn, you gave that information to. So thank you, Lloyd. So thank you so much for this.
For those of you who were unfortunate enough to hear me mumble my way through the personal property changes that are coming up. Last night we had someone a little bit closer to the legal changes, Marcus McCarthy from GD Law. Now, when I spoke, I said that it worried the living daylights out of me because it's the biggest change that I can remember to securities legislation. Basically, personal property is anything that's not real estate. At the moment, there's a number of registers out there, everything from the ASIC, fixed and floating charges, being registered, to REVs. You can look up on REVs and find out if somebody's got an encumbrance on a motor vehicle. Well, there's going to be one Uber register. It's going to have the ASIC information, the REVs information, motorboats, aeroplanes, and retention of title, which is something that's not registered at the moment. So all of these things are going to be in one place. I mentioned that I just didn't know how the living daylights were ever going to do it in time because it was meant to start in May. So sure enough, they turned around and said, whoops, not going to make it. It's now going to start in October. Marcus thinks that they might just make it for October. But I was chatting to the poor devil who's going to have to handle the helpline. And he hasn't got any details yet. And he hasn't been allowed to recruit any staff yet. So, yeah, if they make it for October, somebody really been putting in the work. Now, there's not been a lot of changes since I last mentioned it to you. Basically, they still haven't given us the detail. They've put out some legislation. They've put out some proposals for the regulations, but it's the regulations that are going to drive it. How do you register things? Exactly what happens if two people try and register a security against the same thing at the same time? What happens if people get in there and try and register malicious securities? What happens if somebody doesn't like my business and decides that they're going to register 25 security interests against my business? How am I going to get notified? How do I know? Do I have to check every Friday and see if anything's been lodged? So all these things are not sorted out yet. The regulations, hopefully, will actually be written before October. I'll keep an eye on it, and when it comes up, I'll let you know.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.